All right, what is going on, my people? It's your boy Mario, aka DJ Rebelations, coming at you with a new episode of Rebelations Reacts, coming at you right now. And introducing Kitana Mango in the shot as well, my cat. You want to say hi to the camera, young lady? You want to say what's up? Oh, you want to go practice DJing? This is really not the time for that, girl. I'm kind of filming over here. Do it on your own time, please. You need to book your own studio time. Right now, it's my time. Thanks. No thanks. Anyways, sorry, folks. That was my cat. Right. So let's get into the video. Thank you so much for being here right now. Truly, greatly appreciate every single one of you who continuously come back, check out the videos. Thank you so much for the feedback. Thank you so much for the subscribers. Thank you so much for the likes, for the comments. Everything is just absolutely a blessing to be able to do this. It is actually a lot of fun for me. You know, I love sharing information. You know, it's if you've known me at a personal level, you would know that these are topics that I talk about on a regular basis. So I figured, you know what, it might be useful for somebody else too. There's a channel on YouTube that I follow called The Truth Is, and it's a phenomenal. Okay, maybe phenomenal is probably not the right word, but it's a very, very entertaining and very intriguing YouTube channel that shares a lot of truth mixed with a lot of conspiracy. Sorry, I don't know what's going on back there, but it's funny. This guy, you know, he doesn't show his face ever, but he's actually somebody. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just very entertained by my cat and what she's up to. She just went under the couch. So he shares a lot of conspiracy theories. You know, what I like about him is that he shares a lot of facts, connects some dots that at times is a little bit ridiculous, but most of the time I think he's spot on with his theories. Okay, so in today's video, we're going to be looking at the Oscars, right? The Oscars, they just happened a few weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago, or last week. I'm not sure. And it just goes in a little bit about the origins of it. And I want to share something real quick with you before we get into it. Does anybody remember the video game called LA Noire? Right? So LA Noire was one of my favorite games made by Rockstar. If you don't know, Rockstar also makes Grand Theft Auto. And LA Noire is based on like a 1920s, 1930s Los Angeles. You know, Hollywood is on the come up. And it's a really good video game. But there was something that stood out for me, right, in that video game. I'm going to show you exactly what that is right now. Okay, it was this thing right here. It was on top of the library in the video game. You know, you drive around in the game just like you would in Grand Theft Auto. And you're a cop in the game, so I don't think you can really unalive people just because you can. You're going to ruin the mission, right? But this was something that really stood out. Like, why was that on there, you know, on the library? Does that exist in real life? That I haven't verified myself, but it was something that I thought was worth mentioning, considering we're going to be talking about Hollywood, and that video game is about, like I said, it's about the times in Hollywood when Hollywood was just becoming what it is today. Okay, so we're going to get right into this video, and it is Hollywood hopes you don't figure this out, okay? So be prepared. For those of you who are trying to get into the acting world, get into Hollywood, this might come as a bummer if you didn't already know these things, right? But I think it's very important to stay informed if you're trying to get into the music industry, if you're trying to get into film, if you're trying to get into, you know, executive levels in corporations, right? Like, a lot of rituals happen no matter where you are. Just recently, there was a student in a university in the States who unfortunately lost his life because he was being initiated or going through the hazing in a fraternity, right? And fraternities are, you know, yeah, they offer a lot of advancement. You know, joining their clubs, you get to connect with people in their network, you know, for potential good jobs one day. But at what cost, right? If you're somebody like me that is a God-believing person, you know that you don't take oaths, right? The Bible says do not make oaths with people, right? And that's exactly what all of these secret societies and fraternities demand from you, is that you make an oath and you basically swear allegiance to them, right? It may seem like harmless to you, but it's something that's forbidden to us if you're a God-believing person, right? So check out this video, okay?
While everyone is aware of the films that Hollywood produces, very little know about the origins of Hollywood. Why is it called Hollywood? Why do they call celebrity stars? And why do they honor celebrities with Oscar awards every year? Well, the truth is that the reason you don't know these things is because they don't want you to know them. They don't want you to know the truth about the system used to manipulate, control, and enslave you. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos every other day exposing the truth. In today's episode, we will be talking about the hidden truth about Hollywood and the Oscar awards. But before we begin, I just wanted to politely ask you guys to check out my new video on the weekend. I worked
Oh, this one? This one is a good one. I wanted to make a reaction video about this one, about the weekend, but I think it'd be great, best if y'all just check it out on your own. If you're a fan of the weekend, you know, go about it at your own risk. You know, this guy is an example of somebody who's completely sold their soul, went into the dark side fully. And it's unfortunate that he's a dude from Scarborough, you know, aka Toronto, right? Call it what you want. He's from Toronto. And do I believe Drake has also made some deals to get to where he's at? Absolutely. Like, it's an owl as his logo, and the owl in the occult means a lot of things, right? But anyways, we're not here to talk about him. Go check out this video if you can.
Worked on this video for weeks, and I believe it's an important video for the world to see. Hopefully, if many of you comment, like, and share this video, we can trick the algorithm into pushing the video. So if you can, please check out the video if you haven't seen it, like it, comment under it, and share it. I want to thank you all. Now, let's get right into it. There is something about Hollywood that so many people gravitate to it. People don't know what it is exactly, but it might be the glitz and glamour of the business, the bright lights and cameras that hoard all the masses' attention. To many, Hollywood almost seems like a magical place where anything is possible and fiction is brought to life. If you have gone to an AMC movie theaters in the last 3 years, you might have seen this AMC ad they show right before the movie starts. In this ad, Nicole Kidman states out of her own mouth, "We come to this place for magic."
We come to this place for magic.
What does she really mean by that? What is the movie magic Hollywood is often talking about? Well, in order to understand
Sorry. When it comes to Nicole Kidman, just remember that lady was married to Tom Cruise at one point. Tom Cruise is like the poster boy, the spokesperson for Scientology. Scientology has ties to the occult, specifically the doctrines of Thelema, right? Thelema was created by Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley is one of the most demonic people that ever existed in history. Most of Hollywood, most of the music industry takes after this man's beliefs, his teachings, his writings, and the elite in these industries follow his teachings. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so yeah, the connection that I made there with Scientology is L. Ron Hubbard, the guy who founded Scientology, was really good friends with Aleister Crowley, and a lot of the themes and the ideas in Scientology come from Aleister Crowley's teachings. Nicole Kidman was married to Tom Cruise, and it is also known that Nicole Kidman's father, I forgot what exactly his ties are to. I don't know exactly what his ties are to some sort of elite circles, but she's not innocent either, folks. Just so you know. Anyways, sorry.
What they're referring to with movie magic, we must first understand where Hollywood even comes from. As innocent as the word Hollywood sounds, it actually has some rather dark history to it. What most people don't know is that the word Hollywood comes from the ancient Celtic Druids. See, the Druids were pagans who saw themselves as magicians and believed that through magic and rituals, they can reshape their reality. The Druids thought that magic was real, and they used it for many reasons. They believed magic would keep them safe during the winter. They also believed that magic would grant them safety and protection, using magic for all sorts of reasons. The way the Druids would access this magic was by using holly trees. See, the Druids believed that the holly tree was the source of this magic, believing that the trees themselves were the homes of the gods they worshipped. So these Druids were known to cut down these holly trees and use the holly wood of the tree to craft themselves holly wands. These holly tree wands were made from holly wood, and this is actually the origin of the wand itself. It's why wands are associated with magic, because the Druids routinely used them during magical rituals.
And the people who are behind, for instance, let me give you an example. In the old Celtic Druidic system, in Northern Europe, what we would call the white man's established system in Northern Europe, there was a very powerful priesthood called the Celtic Druids. And in the Druidic Celtic system, one of the most important symbols in that system, that ancient system, we're talking about even 500 to 1,000 years before the Roman Empire, the Celtic Druidic system was in operation in Northern Europe. One of their most important symbols has come down to us today, and that is the magic wand, like Merlin the magician with his magic wand, Mickey Mouse with his, the conductor of an orchestra with his wand, Fantasia. The magic wands were always made out of the wood of a holly tree. It was always made out of Hollywood. Consequently, they're still working their magic in Hollywood, because the holly tree, that was very sacred to the ancient magicians, the ancient Celtic Druid magicians.
It's so crazy how the Druids have a lot of influence in Western culture and what we do in this current time. If you're not familiar with them, or if the name sounds familiar, you just can't put your finger on it. It is believed that the Druids were the ones that started Halloween, right? And that all of the practices and all of the things, all of the traditions in Halloween come from the Druids, right? And you can look into that. There's certain. I'm actually shocked that there are certain Christians, scholars actually, who don't see the connection between the Druids and Halloween, and that's why we shouldn't really participate in Halloween if you are a believer of God, a believer of Christ. But yeah, that's another topic. Maybe when Halloween comes around.
The Druids used their holly tree wands made from holly wood to cast spells. Today, Hollywood is now the film industry, where movies and shows are used like the holly wands to cast spells on the audience. This is what Hollywood is referring to when they speak about movie magic. They are referring to the Druids and the holly trees. They are referring to using this magic on the viewers to shape their reality, just like the Druids did all those centuries ago. Now, this obviously connects to the Oscar Awards, as the Oscar Award is given to the best actors of the year. The Oscar ceremony is deeply rooted in this occult system. If you look at the Oscar ceremonies, you notice a lot of esoteric occult symbolism displayed during the award show. The logo for the Oscars is usually a golden man statue standing inside of a triangle, which to those who know anything about the occult know that this is a reference to alchemy.
I actually never noticed that. Is that a new thing? Was that always there? The man in the triangle, the little statue in the triangle? That's weird. I never noticed that. Did you? If you knew that already, let me know in the comments.
The statue itself is a replica of the Egyptian pagan god Pizza. This is not surprising at all, as most occult systems utilize the Egyptian
I thought he said pizza.
gods for their rituals and rites. The Oscars is all about this holly tree magic, and I can prove that 100%. One of the most influential secret societies today is the Freemasons, and they're intertwined with Hollywood. The Freemasons are a secret organization heavily rooted in esoteric occult teachings. They're all about the mystery school teachings. The Academy Award, which gives out the Oscar Awards, was created by a man by the name of Louis B. Mayer, who was the co-creator of MGM Studios. Louis was instrumental in the founding of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences in 1927. Now, no surprise at all, Louis B. Mayer was in fact a 33rd degree Freemason. He was a part of the Cecil Lodge number 568. Many
Sorry, that was a lot of information to take. So this guy, Louis B. Mayer, was a Freemason, born an American businessman, film producer who co-founded MGM. You know MGM, the one with the lion in the logo? He was also a member of the St. Cecile Lodge. So if y'all don't know what the Freemasons are, if you think it's just a bunch of old guys just sitting around doing philanthropy work, no, far from it.
Many of the founding fathers of the entertainment business were all Freemasons. Jack Warner, the founder of Warner Bros., was a Freemason as well. Tom Mix, another important figure in the start of the entertainment business, was also a Freemason. Cecil B. DeMille was also another Freemason. These are considered three.
He was a member of the Prince of Orange Lodge, number 16 in New York.
Of the most important people behind the founding of Hollywood. Hollywood was created by Freemasons. The Freemasons are using the holly tree magic to shape their reality, just like the Druids. Like I said, Louis B. Mayer was the founder of the Academy Awards, a high-degree Freemason. This is why if you look at the 2025 Oscar Awards, you will see the Mason's most important symbol placed right in the center of it all. As you can see, the stage actually has the Masonic square and compasses right in the center of it. What most people don't know is that before the Oscars was held at the Dolby Theater, it was actually held at the Shrine Auditorium. The Shrine Auditorium was created by the Shriners Masonic Organization, a branch a part of Freemasonry. The Oscars were literally held in a Masonic shrine. This is the reason they have the statue of a golden man standing in the middle of the triangle, another Masonic symbol. The Oscars stopped being held at the Shrine Auditorium back in 1999. It was then moved to the Kodak Theater, which is now the Dolby Theater. This location, just like the previous, is heavily rooted in Masonic symbols. For instance, at the Kodak Theater, they used to have a location called the Babylon Court, which featured many sculptures and images of pagan gods that were worshipped in ancient Babylon.
Wow, that's interesting, right? Like, why would they have that there in the U.S.? Isn't it allegedly founded in Christian values? Yo, girl. What are you doing? Hey. Girl. Oh, God. Oh, God. Sorry, one sec. Sorry, guys. I actually have that thing there so that she doesn't try to get into the closet. But this little troublemaker, she loves trying to get into closets. Now she's trying to get in on the other side. Anyway, sorry. She's very distracting. My bad. But yeah, I had no idea that they had these pagan gods up there. You know, they Babylon court. Like, whoa. Just a side note. Go on Google when you get a chance after this video. And Google where it is that Jimmy Kimmel hosts his late night show. His late night show, or where NBC studios are, is actually a former Masonic temple. You don't have to believe me. Look it up yourself.
This isn't surprising at all, as the Freemasons are obsessed with Babylon imagery, as it represents rebellion against God. They also do this by honoring Tubal-Cain, who was a direct descendant of Cain. The descendants of Cain in the Bible are expressed as corrupt people who were partly responsible for the evil in the world. As you can see, Hollywood is all about the occult. The Freemasons created Hollywood with the same reasons the Druids did, to shape our reality using magic. The magic wands they used to cast spells now became the cameras, and the film is the spell. Since the beginning of Hollywood, it has been used to manipulate and
Sorry, folks. I am so sorry for that.
control us, to shape our reality and to push certain ideologies for us to accept them. This is clearly obvious when you pay attention to the films they put out, as so many films have so much occult imagery, with a large amount of those films painting the teachings of the occult as good. Companies like Disney has been pushing out this propaganda for decades, and it's no surprise, as Walt Disney himself was a member of the Demolay, a Masonic youth organization for children. It is not a coincidence that Walt Disney was involved in Masonry as a child, and then pushes TV shows for children that are rooted in Masonry. This is all connected, and like I said, they are using these films to shape our
Yo, I remember that show. Forgot what it was called. Something Falls. It was a Disney show, but man, that show was like full of Masonic imagery, occult imagery. I'm just like, people are actually letting their kids watch this, but then again, the people that are creating these shows are creating them for their target audience, right?
reality, and they start from our childhood. Something that many people don't know is that in Hollywood, there actually was a secret military base. The base was called Lookout Mountain Air Force Station, and it was a secret military base in Hollywood, California that was used to document nuclear tests. It was also home to the 1,352nd Motion Picture Squadron of the United States Air Force. They used this secret military base to push propaganda. It's also rumored that many of the stars from the 70s and 60s came directly from this military base, as the elite were trying to use Hollywood to push counterculture propaganda, hoping to influence the youth to adopt a drug lifestyle, which was seen as rebellious against the establishment. They were pushing this propaganda because it aligns with their plans. If you pay attention to Hollywood and you see their films, you would notice this Masonic occult ideology in all of their films. Most of the films are pushing these ideas. While it might not be directly tied to the occult and showing open occult symbolism, the ideas that are pushed through these movies are. Hollywood is being used to shape our reality, and that's the reason why it's important we expose it. If most people knew what Hollywood really was, no one would support it, because nobody wants to be manipulated. So that's why they do it the way they did it. If you don't know,
Truth is, you are probably wrong in something there. There are actually people who want to be manipulated. There are people who want to be told what to do. There are people who believe ignorance is bliss. I've tried sharing some of these videos with some people, and if you happen to watch this, I don't mean to insult you or anything. It's your views are your views. I don't know where you are in your walk of life, and maybe just knowing more about the evils of how our world is probably not something that your mental health can handle. So I totally understand that. But people have told me like they'd rather not go down these rabbit holes because it's a lot. So you're basically telling me that you're okay with being manipulated. You're okay with watching what you're watching and knowing that it's doing something to your mind. It's doing something to the way that you perceive life, the way you conduct yourself at times, the way you look at relationships, the way that we're supposed to be chasing wealth and earthly material things. You're okay with that, right? And, this video's proving that they are purposefully trying to manipulate us. It's called programming for a reason, right?
that Hollywood is manipulating you, you don't care about consuming it. So it's the reason why it's so successful. While people are watching films and thinking they're just enjoying themselves, in reality, they're programming themselves and manipulating themselves. It's the main reason the elite spend hundreds of millions of dollars on films. These films are clearly propaganda, and it connects back to the MK Ultra program. The MK Ultra program used several techniques to manipulate a person's minds. Many of those techniques were adopted by the film industry, using certain sounds and frequencies and certain pictures. All of this ties together to control the mind. Most of the population thinks that this is a conspiracy theory, but you can literally research everything that I just said. You will find that Hollywood was indeed created by Freemasons. You will find the connection of the Oscars also being created by Freemasons. And it's the same in the music industry. This is why we see so many artists pushing satanic propaganda at award shows, in their music videos, and in their lyrics. They are shaping the world just like the Druids. While the Druids use the wands, they're using the entertainment industry to control us. Even the reason that they're called stars is heavily rooted in the occult. See, the ancient Egyptians believed that when one of their kings died, their souls would rise and become one of the stars in the sky. Now, Hollywood gives a star to each one of these celebrities that sold out and pushes their propaganda. The same ideas that were used in the Egyptian times. While we're in the modern world, everything is connected to the ancient occult systems. They are using these occult systems against us and successfully have programmed the world to accept the fate that is coming. We must spread the truth. We must wake people up and show them that God is the only way. Pay attention to the Oscar stage and you will see all the symbolism for yourself. You will quickly realize that everything I've said in this video is true. Well, I'm gonna end this one here. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see.
Okay, so I am so sorry. My cat y'all have seen if you've been watching the videos, my cat has never been this needy before, so I apologize for the distractions. This was supposed to be a serious video, but yeah. So what do you think? We already know, right? Like that Hollywood is evil. Like the things that go on in Hollywood, what you have to do. We hear about the Me Too situations with Harvey Weinstein. We hear about the unalivings that have been occurring, right, with a lot of celebrities over the years. Girl, can you stop? I'm almost done, okay? I'm almost done. We're gonna play, okay? Thank you. I lost my train of thought. the unalivings, right? A lot of these things are ritualistic, right? What happened to Brittany Murphy? What happened to Whitney Houston? What happened to Bobby Christina Houston? What's happened to a lot of these celebrities that have been, unalived in bathtubs? They find them in bathtubs. Marilyn Monroe was the very first one, I believe, in Hollywood that was the, I guess you can say she was the first experiment to see how far they can manipulate somebody. MK Ultra. If you haven't heard of MK Ultra, MK Ultra is a very, very real mind control experiment. It is documented. It actually happened in Montreal, Canada, at an asylum where these studies were carried out by the Americans and Canadian governments. That is how Manchurian candidates are created, stuff like that. And that's how they are able to create amazing Hollywood actors, right? That are basically robots, right? They act amazing, as other people when they portray other people in the films. But when the lights are off, they're just a shell of a person. Some of those people that have been pointed out before have been Brad Pitt, who else? Heath Ledger, right? There's just countless of people, who really, really dive into this, and they, for lack of a better term, sell their soul. And we can see who runs this industry. And so I ask you, viewer, listener, if you're pursuing a career in entertainment, is that really what you want? Do you want to reach that level? And once you're there, then what? You think you're going to make a change when you're at that level? You can't be at that level unless you've done certain compromising things, right? Look what they did with Doja Cat. Doja Cat did not start out the way that she's ended up, right? She had a very Masonic 27th birthday. It's documented. It's all over the internet. You can see a lot of celebrities. Her cake had a Freemason logo on it. And it was her initiation to the higher or the upper echelons of the music industry. And that's all she's done. She's gone higher and higher and higher. But Doja Cat's quality has gotten more and more demonic. Right? So do with this information. Do what you wish with this information. Recently, Latinos have been celebrating the Zoe Saldana or Zoe Saldana won an Academy Award, the first Latina, the first Afro-Latina, the first Dominican, the first this and that. Okay, that's cool. But you don't just get an Oscar because you're talented, fam. I'm sorry. That doesn't just happen. Halle Berry had to do some compromising things in Monsters Ball to get her first Academy Award. And then after that, Halle Berry had no problem being naked, doing deplorable things on screen. Right? There was a movie called, I think, Movie 42. And this lady literally whips out her boob and stirs a bowl of guacamole with her boob. Like, what the heck? So Halle Berry, like, yeah, she's gorgeous or whatever, but I have no respect for that lady. No offense. It's just, when you're in the know of these things, I've been following these Hollywood conspiracies for a long time. So, yeah, that's what's up. So, anyways, thank you so much for tuning into this video. What do you think? Do you believe that Freemasons run Hollywood? Do you believe that there are more sinister powers that be that are controlling people's way of thinking, that are controlling perception, that are controlling entertainment, that is controlling, how we carry, the media topics change every week. We care about something passionately this week, and then next week it's about something different, and the following week it's about something different. Why? Because that's how the media works. They really have a grip on people, and you just don't even know it. A lot of you just really don't know the grip that the media has on you. What was the topic this week, right? The topic that people cared about so much. The Epstein files and the tariffs, right? The Epstein files and the tariffs. The Tate brothers came back from Romania. They're everywhere on the media. Like, it's all the media is talking about. So it's weird, but this is the times that we're living in. Please guard your minds, guard your hearts. There's always, evil is lurking, but God is awesome. God is amazing because he puts people in our lives that allow us to see the truth for what it is. Thank you so much, Truth Is, for creating the videos that you do that allow people like myself to come across it and want to share your content too, bro. So thank you so much for tuning into this video, folks. I hope you appreciate it. Please subscribe, like, comment. Let me know if you've played the video game L.A. Noire yourself. Did you look up what I asked you to look up about the NBC studios, right? Where Jimmy Kimmel does his show, right? And it's a former Masonic temple. You can see it in images. Don't take my word for it, okay? Shout out to every single one of you who are seeking truth, who are seeking awakening. Always remember to awaken your inner rebel in all you do and everything that you seek. I don't know if that made any sense. I'm very tired. But anyways, peace out. Catch you in the next video.